So here's the thing. I want to delete a lot of characters. Not all of my characters. A surprising amount of them are going to survive. But I want to have a little altogether. I want to delete a bunch of this. And I'll tell you, sorry, hand cam. And I'll tell you why. I don't expect you to agree or to say this is something you would do for yourself. That's not the point. I just want to say my reasons for the room, I suppose. I want to clean up my alts, first of all, because I want them to not be named Hazel anymore, and I don't want to spend 14 Canadian dollars on name changes for all of them. Secondly, I want an excuse to level a lot of this stuff again, but with new talents. I have so many, like, you know, characters right now that I feel a little guilty whenever I level an alt. Because I'm like, you already have one, just use that one. But I want to level in the new talent system. I want to level with the current experience buff. I just want to make new characters with new names and new stories. And I want to make some room for this. I don't mean character space room. Currently, I have fewer than 50 characters. And apparently they're bumping the cap up to 60 to let people make evokers. I have the room. It's just that, especially when it's on one server, it is a huge, big scrolling list. It's messy. I mean the brain space room. The mental bandwidth needed to look at your character screen and go, yeah, that's chill. I want more room to basically start a bunch of them over. And then when I start them over, I can start them over with different races. I might make more of them Horde. Currently, my only Horde character is this Bank Alt, who is fantastic, and she's gonna live. But I might make more of them Horde because there's no real... You know, obviously I want to have like my main in my normal guild, but I don't really need to be Alliance for anything anymore. So I can take advantage of some of the Horde races. And also I can take advantage of the Gnome race. I really want more gnomes. I think that I am not living a gnome-y enough life right now. And I think it would be true to myself to make more gnomes. Maybe in 3 years I'll be like, this is too many gnomes, delete them, I'll start over. And it's a game, so I get to do that if I want to, you know? Like, part of the fun of WoW for me is leveling alts, and if this is what it's going to take to make that fun again, I'm here for it. So basically, I'm going to delete a bunch of stuff. I've already gone in on them. I have sent their gold away. I have cleared out their banks. I have mailed off their anima. I did that last night. That took a while. I mailed all of their anima to my main. So I'm going to basically go through my list, thank them for their service, and delete a bunch of them, and then go through my reserve names, pick some alts to make, or pick an alt to make. I don't like making too many at once, because when they sit at level 1 for too long, it's I lose interest. Pick one new alt and then start leveling it. So let's first recap who is safe. This character, I was gonna delete her, but I'm actually gonna keep her around for at least an expansion because she A, has the Nighthold skip unlock, and I'm still working on that raid farm. B, I feel like she deserves a little bit of a reprieve because she was my main for all of Shadowlands, and she has the best gear. And so because of that, she's going to stick around as an alt. I will at least keep farming Nighthold on her, if nothing else. This character gets to stay because she's my bank alt and she's fantastic. She is incredibly attractive. She has a little murloc on her back. She lives in Orgrimmar in the Sen'jin village section. You know, she's living. That's my bank alt. We can keep her. She technically has a Hazel name, but it doesn't really get me into trouble. And she's a goblin, exactly. She's a goblin bank alt. I had to keep her. This is my PvP character, and I'm gonna keep her, and I'm probably still gonna do my same Vicious Mount farm and the same Resto Druid, and everybody's gonna be like, Hazel, why aren't you this season? And I'm gonna be like, listen, I do the same thing. I'm predictable. She's got a name change, so I spent $14 Canadian dollars on her last night, so she's good. Same thing with this priest. She was my main for 3 expansions. And if I was going to keep one priest, I want it to be this gnome priest. So I paid for a name change because her name used to be Haezelle, which was an abomination. She's Inksy now, which I think is much easier to spell, remember, cuter. You wouldn't believe some of the names that I found when I was brainstorming names that were still available. Some of them I didn't take because I was like, I'm never using that, but that's kind of good. I believe that the name Sugar Bun is still available on Lightbringer anyway. Wait, with work, did you decide on a new main? I haven't, I'm not gonna say what it is today because I'm still leaving myself room to change my mind. I may sit on that one until Evokers come out, because I'm pretty decided, but I'm still a little bit up in my head. So we'll mess around on some stuff. Level bank alt to 10. I had to level her to 10 to get her out of Exile's reach. Gnomes start, or goblins, goblins can't just run to the city at level 1, I don't think. I just like a good edit. I like a good purge. I like a good delete. I like doing it with my things. I like doing it with my ults. I like doing it with my files. I'm a rank file deleter. I'm a rotten file deleter. I will trash everything in all of my folders just to make room for more nothing. Okay, Inksy is safe. Boy is safe. Don't worry. His name is fantastic. His look is iconic. He is a warlock. I should probably keep at least one of those. I don't know why. But boy, and he's a gnome. If he wasn't a gnome, he would be in danger. And I might like reclaim his name to make a gnome. But boy is already a gnome, so he's perfect, so he can stay. Same with Ripsy. These are cute names. They're already gnomes. The warlock and the rogue can stay. They're iconic enough to me. They both have green eyes. The boy and Ripsy are okay. Okay, so those are being saved. I think that's it. So let's just get to it, and we'll count as we go because we're going to delete some 60s. I should be clear, I could still use these to make gold from mission tables up until Dragonflight. There is still mission table gold. I don't want to do it anymore. I can't be bothered. I'm not going to. But you could. If you're planning on cleaning up characters, be warned, you could still, do your mission tables all the way up until then. So Evelyn, this was a bit of a tough one because he's not a gnome. He doesn't have a Hazel name specifically. It's kind of a like a morph of the Spanish version of Hazelnut, but he's and we've had some great times on him, and he's got a great mog. But I think it's time that this comes to an end. I've enjoyed his company. I've gotten great use out of him. I would like to make a new warrior, and I have something in mind for that. So thank you very much for your service. Go forth into the Shadowlands. All right. This hunter, Lightforged Draenei Hunter, she was my Squirrel Squad hunter. I had big plans, as always, that I did not follow through on, as always. She has done very well for me. I appreciate it. Go forth. It's not you. It's me. Goodbye. Sally is my mage. She's a Mechano mage, level 60. She has, she did the mage tower. She's wearing the mage tower set. But you know what? I get to keep the mage tower set. And even though she is sort of a gnome and she doesn't have a Hazel name, I don't actually love the name. The name was something that I was picking when I was, just getting any short name because I thought they were really remarkable before I realized you can get names that are kind of short that are also still cute. Her name confuses me. And I think I want to start a new mage one day. So thank you very much for your service. Goodbye. This one is easy. This is my weird goth night elf priest that I was gonna be a PvP discipline priest until I realized that holy was still good. And this is a character that I leveled purely because covenants were a thing, and before we could swap them, I wanted a Venthyr priest because my priest was Kyrian and I wanted a Venthyr one to PvP on, and then they let us swap covenants and she was functionally obsolete. Thank you for your service. Hazela, sick mog. This is a comfort hunter I leveled when I just wanted a night elf hunter, and she's a night elf hunter. She's been fun. I've enjoyed farming on her. I would like an opportunity to level new ones. So thank you for your service. Appreciate it. You will be remembered, maybe. Ah, she's got a fish. This is a Dark Iron Dwarf. I used her to unlock the Dark Iron Dwarf. Heritage stuff, which was cool. I've enjoyed playing Shaman a lot. I will probably make more Shamans. I may even make more Dwarf Shamans. I feel like I was going to have a kick where I was going to PvP on her. I never did it. But I want to start over from scratch because it's a new patch, it's a new day. And thank you very much. Appreciate it. Goodbye. Oh, good old Hazelich. It's a good thing he's not wearing his, it's a good thing that he's not wearing his BlizzCon outfit, otherwise this would be really hard. He's been kind of a himbo on my character login screen. He's been my only Death Knight. I am horrible at Death Knight, but I've used him for things here and there. I think he has like the class order hall mount for the pets and stuff. The name is kind of funny, but it is a Hazel name. I may make another male Draenei one day because, they got the shoulders to pay the bills. But you are part of the purge. Thank you for your service. Can we still get the fish? Oh yeah. One of the things that makes this so easy is that all of the things that I've worked towards on these characters, like I've used a lot of them for mount farming, for pet farming, for transmog farming, and all of those things that I got on them, I get to keep. It's just the character. It's just like a character that has a name I don't want anymore. And they have, like, you know, 2 days worth of playtime. They're not that connected with me, and I feel better cleaning it up a little bit. So that's why we're doing this. I understand that not everybody may want to do the same thing. This character, this mage, was actually... I leveled her as a mage, and then she was my bank alt for, like, years. And then I started using her for farming again back when I needed characters to farm in Shadowlands. Also, don't get me wrong, I will, you might say, Hazel, don't you want to put all these things, like, at Rustfeather or, you know, Dragonflight farms? Won't you want to farm mounts and pets and stuff? And the answer is, yeah, probably, but... I'm gonna level new stuff. And I found in my life that my limit to how many characters I can farm a mount on is not how many characters do I have, it's how many characters can I run within a 2.5 hour stream. So I feel confident that in the next couple of years I will probably level up enough new replacement alts to fill that function without missing these characters overly much. So she at this point just has a cool haircut and also the Mage Star Mage Bog, which I could use if I made another mage. So thank you very much, appreciate it. Good boy. Hazel. This is my Coltiran. I have 2 Coltirans. They're both getting the boot. She was fine. She's a shaman. She's been a Resto shaman. She's been an Ellie shaman. She's been an enhancement shaman. She farmed the Pendar and a Water Spirit for a long time. She almost got purged in the last purge, but then I did her pet battle one more time and it dropped a Water Spirit for me to sell, and I'm like, okay, fine. So, thank you very much. Appreciate it. You've been great. Your name's a little bit goofy. We're moving on. This priest doesn't have a Hazel name. Her name is Edia, which is cute and short, but why? I never really figured out. I was just really feeling like I wanted to level a priest, but even when I started this one and leveled it, she's only 49. I wasn't really feeling it. I was like kind of confused about what it was for even while I was leveling it. She's been parked in the Northern Barrens doing the pet battle out there for a long time. And it doesn't really hurt anything for her to stay there and keep doing that, except for the fact that I'm cleaning up my list and I want to really clean it up. So I appreciate the time that we've spent together. You've done well for me. You've earned me some pet charms or pet stones that I've sent to my bank alt as hoard, and that will do for that. Oh, this is starting to look better. All right. This warlock. She made a lot of Darkmoon cards, the flippy cards. She made a lot of the flippy cards. She actually has a lot of inscription recipes that I might regret one day. But you know what? I'm going to find new ways to make gold. I'm not really much of a dig through your old professions kind of person anyways. That's a flabby thing to do. I'm more of a pick a flower and then sell it immediately and be like, wow, I made 3 gold. That's what I do. So, cool Mog. Good warlock, but you know, boy's got the warlock game down point. I guess I shouldn't say that. I am not opposed to leveling multiples of the same class. I will level multiples of the same class before I have one of every class, without any issue at all. So I may do more warlocks, but this one has seen her time. The other thing that makes me confident that I'm not going to regret this is I've done a version of this already. I already canned like probably 5 to 10 level 50-ish characters a couple months ago, and I don't regret it a tiny little bit. Not even a smidge. It's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. Ah, Squirrel Squad Druid. Fear not, I passed. I passed on GM of the Squirrel Squad Guild. I was a horrible GM anyways, so I have bequeathed it to Scoots. She can actually run the ship. And this belt is atrocious. This druid, she never made it to 60, and if you're not gonna make it to 60 at this point in Shadowlands, it's a pretty good sign that I wasn't gonna play it. But you know, she tanked Nyalotha, which I appreciate. This is the first character that I ever actually tanked an entire raid on. I've tanked like a little bit here and there, you know, an LFR here and a normal pug there, but I've never, this was the only time I ever tanked a whole raid. I led the Fan Guild through normal Nyalotha in 8.3 on this character, which I appreciate. It taught me some good lessons, but it's another Hazel character. Thank you for your service. Hazeltron, you know, of memorable Itchy and Nuts were her 2 pets. She's cute. She's Mechanome. She's got the Mechanome armor. She unlocked that for me. I appreciate that. I may make more Mechanome hunters, but as much as I love the name Hazeltron, I think they're going to have non-Hazel names. And I always love a good excuse to level more hunters, so I appreciate it. You only ever made it to 51 anyways. I never even got her to 60, so that is the end of that. Mecha gone, indeed. Long may the fishy mog last in our memory. Wiped. All right. So I am left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level 60s, which I think is a lot. I think that's quite a few. I have 5 level 60s left. 2 of them are priests. One druid, 1 warlock, 1 rogue. I have a level 10 bank hold I'm keeping. And then all of this under here is names that have been saved. So this character's level 12. Her name is Jess. I think that's sick. I'm going to keep the name. I may repurpose it. It may not be a like a worgen, but I'm keeping her to hold the name. This character. Yeah, I think I'm going to delete this one. Let me make sure she doesn't have anything on her. I didn't like check her or anything. I may make another Blood Elf Paladin. I had some notions about unlocking the Blood Elf stuff, but I'm not really much of a Blood Elf player. Even when I'm making Horde characters, I'm thinking I want to be like undead and stuff. I don't, you know, I've always struggled to connect with Blood Elf characters or even Void Elf characters. So I'm gonna make sure she doesn't have anything on her and then probably get rid of her. She has a fine name, but it's a shame you can't make Gnome Paladin. She has 32 gold. That's fine. We're done with that. Yeah, I cleared the gold off them. I cleared their anima off them. I checked their banks and everything. I've harvested what they've got to say. Okie dokie. So now I am left with level 12 Jess and then a bunch of level 1 names saved. Would you like to see the names that I've saved of my level 1 characters? I have a couple of shortlisted versions, but I think that my evoker name is going to be Zelixia. It's the closest to a Hazel name because it has the 3 letters, but it doesn't really look like Hazel at all. It's not going to be a gnome. That's just the name that I've saved. I think that's a sick name for an evoker, and I'm very pleased with it. Because it's got kind of like that female black dragonflight ending. And I think that's just really cool. So that's the evoker name. We're holding it for that. I also got Zel, Z-E-L-E, which is short. Reminds me of the first one. Those were kind of both shortlisted evoker names. I like Zelixia better, even though it's longer. I think it's got more snap to it. But I'm kind of sitting on this one just in case I decide to use it for something because it's kind of neat. It's nice and short. All right, so more names. This is Arel. Not really a gnome name. I could use that one for a Blood Elf Paladin if I decided to remake the Blood Elf Paladin. That's kind of a cool name. I just like that it was nice and short, and it just looks nice to me. But probably not a gnome name. Minta was my top shortlisted option that I would have used for my main, the old main gnome priest if I hadn't made her as Inksy. But she's Inksy now, so Minta remains side listed. Minta remains Minta and Mincy are both shortlisted. I probably won't use both of them. Same thing with Zelixia and Zell. I may release the alternate so I don't have too many names that are similar to each other. I want all the names to be really individual. But yeah, I can't believe I could get Minta. But I got Minta, so I have that name now. Yeah, Minta's pretty cute. So that's going to have to be for something in honor of my favorite steward. Mincy is also cute. And I had lots of Y ending names for my gnomes, probably because I loved Ripsy so much. I think that's why we ended up with Inksy. I've got lots of the SY ending because I think it makes them look little and cute, but I don't know if I need Mincy. I may delete that. I think Minta is probably more me. Yeah. Somebody else can have Mincy. I will release it to the world. I'm sitting on Zell for now though. Here's Crinkle. Again, just a name holder. If I'll delete the character if I decide to make the name. Crinkle is a shocking name for me to have gotten, and I'm for sure using it. Probably for a gnome warrior, I think. I think I want to have Crinkle, the gnome warrior. I cannot believe I got that. It's the sickest thing ever. That's the most gnome name, right? I've got a couple of good name options actually. So here are the rest of my potential alt names. I haven't decided what each one is for, but they're all a little different, and I think they're all adorable. So we have Crinkle, we have Honey Plum. Don't mind the template character that's holding it. We have Petal Bloom, possibly for a druid or something. I don't know. I thought it was really cute. There's Petal Bloom. Probably won't be a male human warrior, but who's to say? We have Primrosy. That has to be a gnome, right? Primrosy. Petal Bloom sounds like a healer evoker. It does, kind of. I have Worm Bin. That's got to be my Death Knight. I'm going to make a Death Knight eventually. These are very high mountain Tauren too. That's true, actually. Petal Bloom could be a great Tauren. Worm Bin. I couldn't get Compost, but I could get Worm Bin. So that may be the spiritual successor to Hazelich. Yeah, it's Compost's brother. And then my last name that I've reserved for myself is Squidgy. Why didn't people snap these up? You know what I mean? How did you get Squidgy? I know, right? It's amazing. You know what I love is having the character namer show you things like, yes, you can have this, or no, you can't. By the way, anybody could take a Gov that's available in Lightbringer. I don't know why. You can just like look up lists of random words and you would be shocked what you can get with either minor alterations or no alterations. Case in point, agave. Agave? I don't know. The thingy that people put instead of sugar when they're feeling fancy.